All right. We're joined today by TJ Lally, fellow alum of the class of 2011. TJ was an incredible football star for us, helped lead the 2010 football team to a second place state finish, the best in Marmion history. He went on to FCS powerhouse South Dakota State University, where he was team captain his junior and senior year. Upon graduation, he remained in the football world and was recently inducted into Marmion's Hall of Fame. Thank you, TJ, for joining us today.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be here.
Awesome. So first things first, before you even started high school and everything like that, what made you choose Marmion?
Um, so I grew up going to, Catholic faith was very important in our family. Went to St. Pat's and St. Charles. That was an important thing for us to continue, that Catholic school tradition. And then, when we were a lot younger, Marmion kind of wasn't that much on the radar for us. But then my older brother went to Marmion. And that was kind of like the main introduction, I would say, to the school, and loved going to his games when he was growing up, and got to know a lot of people there, and um, and then Coach Thorpe. And so when it came time to pick, that was always my where I wanted to go, where I was planning to go. I think at first I was a little concerned about it being all boys, which is has changed. It's changing now, but when once I got there, that ended up being one of the really cool experiences of going to Marmion. Was kind of have that brotherhood and that single sex education. But then yes, being close with Coach Thorpe, and just the experience I'd had there was the big thing. And then the Benedictine monks was a really cool aspect of that too, to be able to be actually taught by priests and brothers, because at St. Pat's it was there were some sisters there, but it was mostly just all regular staff.
Who are some of those biggest influences that you had while here?
That's a great question. There's so many, past and present. One that he was only there for a couple of years, but if you remember Robert Zork, he was
Mhm.
a sophomore geometry teacher, but he was the freshman football coach, freshman basketball coach, and then he was the sophomore football coach as well. And then I had him for geometry my sophomore year, and so I spent a lot of time around him, and he was just a really good influence and role model, and kind of gave me some confidence to see things in myself that I hadn't really before. So that was definitely big one. Father Basil, God rest his soul, great guy. And then brother Kevin Tidd, remember him?
Mhm.
I uh, really got a lot out of his history class, and still super into history to this day, and actually kept that textbook for a long time and would just randomly read it. So um, then yeah, of course, T being just such a big figure around, and knowing him through my brother prior to that, and then Coach Thorpe. I think he'd been there for a few years at that time, but um, just great connections with all those guys, and just really helped mold me into the man I am today. But things that I think about on a daily basis. Going to Marmion helped the academics portion so bad. I had a lot of my friends that kind of struggled a little bit more with balancing the workload, but
Mhm.
I thought it was the same, or easier in some cases, in a lot of cases, honestly.
Mhm.
Um, and then just personally, obviously friendships, but I met my wife there, and so that's been this incredibly, we have three kids now, incredibly impactful aspect of my life, and then just the community that was built up around that. We're have this organization, the former Jackrabbits Players Association. It's kind of just an alumni thing, but it's a little bit more than that. And so we meet up a good, there's meetups all throughout the year, golf tournaments, and raising money for things and stuff like that. So the idea of TackleBar was, in every other sport, there's some sort of transition as you move through. So, the easiest one is Little League. You start with T-ball, then you go to coach pitch, and then you go to full, fast pitch baseball. But with football, there's flag, and then there's putting 8-year-old kids on a 100-yard field, running around and trying to tackle each other.
Right.
And so TackleBar was an idea to be able to teach kids how to tackle, because that's one of the issues with flag, is that you're not learning a lot of the individual movements and way that you need to have your shoulders and your head and control your body to learn to tackle, but reducing the high impact collisions and going to the ground, which is where a lot of the injuries happen. And so TackleBar is a harness you wear around your midsection, and there's these two removable foam bars on the back. So you're able to wrap up, you pull off one of those, and then you can let go. So, for us in high school and college, it was, like thud speed or live on your feet or something like that. So it was really already a part of the game. It's just there was no way to be sure, hey, that person's down or this, So, you can use it in a ton of different ways. You can use it as a practice tool. You could play full games with it as a kid. Or you could just use it, as a, for individual drills and stuff. But it had it really took off, at the beginning of those first several years, and got a lot of programs, especially in the Midwest. So, got married almost 8 years ago, coming up, I think, next week. Should remember that exactly. So got married, and then moved. We were originally in Downers Grove for a little bit, and then we bought a house in Villa Park. So still in the western suburbs, just a little further east. And then now we have 3 kids: a boy who's almost 5, girl who's almost 3, and a girl who's almost 1. So what I'm doing is mostly that. That's they take up a lot of time. They're it's the best thing in the world, but it's just there's a lot that kids at that age need. So it's been a lot of fun. I was coaching for Marmion for 5 years, from 2019 through the 2023 season, 5 seasons, and loved that. And I would love to come back and do that at some point. But the third baby was coming along, and hard to be gone from 8 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night for 5 months of the year. I love that. It was such a great experience to get back with Marmion, to be around the kids, and just kind of see things change, but they stay the same. And so, now that's just pretty basic stuff, but it's a lot of fun. Keeps you busy. It was really great to just be so close with so many guys, and then the teachers and stuff too, which were such a kind of a unique experience, with how tight knit the school is, and you get close to to some of the younger teachers, and then the older ones.
Yeah, and TJ, I want to thank you for taking the time out and doing this with us. Again, just kind of focusing on people who were doing cool things after Marmion. Obviously, they had a great impact upon the Marmion community and things like that. But want to thank you again, and we'll definitely stay in touch, man.
Yeah, sounds great. I appreciate it, and love Marmion. Was one of the most important experiences of my life. Again, just kind of make me the man I am, and just those little things that you don't think about just with education. As far as your textbooks and passing tests and stuff, there's so many things in Marmion that you lean on to the rest of your life, that go beyond that as well. And so I'm honored to be on here, and look forward to continue to support Marmion.